Why does Jurassic World make so much damn money? I mean, seriously, why? Like, right now, as of recording this video, this film has the highest opening ever, internationally and I'm pretty sure also domestically, for any film. There's no reason for it. Like, there's nothing that sets this film apart from any other blockbuster out there. I mean, the effects, they aren't that special. I mean, in the beginning, it starts off with like dinosaurs coming out of eggs, and the eggs look fake. Like, for the most part, the effects look really fake. I mean, they aren't atrocious, they aren't cringeworthy, but it's certainly nothing I like tell my friend, like, oh, you've got to see it. The film looks amazing. It looks fine, I guess. It's passable. But again, it's nothing worth 200 whatever million it made opening weekend. And the characters, there's no like funny dialogue. The characters aren't that interesting. There's nothing, I don't like gravitate towards any of them. Like, Chris Pratt is fine. He does this Chris Pratt thing and he does it well, but if this character was played by anybody other than Chris Pratt, nobody would give a shit. There's nothing like interesting about that guy. We don't learn about his backstory. He doesn't have that much funny dialogue. He's not like clever or anything. He's just the typical like Han Solo type character, like trying to be, wannabe. And then the main female like love interest, she's also just one-dimensional. She's just the typical stickler, the typical person who always has to have it their way. It's just, we've seen this character so many times. And then who else do we have? We have this damn kid who's just so annoying. He's like always obsessing about dinosaurs. But I don't know, just the kid that plays him is not that good an actor. I mean, he's not awful, but and just every time this kid opens his mouth, it's just annoying. And then his brother's fine, I guess, like the older brother. But again, nothing like special. There's nothing like, oh, I love that brother character. Then everybody else, that really doesn't matter. I mean, we have the military guy who is just stupid. I mean, he wants to militarize dinosaurs, which is something a 5-year-old would think of. Like, the only character that got a few laughs from me was this one guy named Larry, who barely did anything in the movie. He was just part of the department, one of the people like on the computers, like telling where all the dinosaurs were. And he had a few funny lines, but that's it. Besides that, there's nothing. And the story really doesn't take any risks. I mean, they do have the idea of the new dinosaur, but the problem with the new dinosaur is, okay, imagine you're the designer, and you're tasked with designing a brand new dinosaur, and you're not given anything. I mean, I'm sure they were given something, but they're like, we want you to make your own dinosaur. Like, your imagination's allowed to go wild with the concept of this dinosaur and how you're going to create it. And they just make the most generic looking dinosaur ever. It's just a T-Rex with spikes on it. There's nothing interesting about the dinosaur. Like, I don't walk out like remembering that design, the Indominus Rex. And you don't really see it that much. Just, it doesn't stand out. There's nothing threatening about it. It actually looks smaller than the T-Rex. And then the rest of the story, it's just kind of boring. They don't do anything with it. It's just a typical, we're out in the wilderness trying to survive from the dinosaur and hunt down this dinosaur. And then there's this evil military thing over there. And then we've seen that 1,000 times. And it's not that fun. It's kind of boring. Now, they do something fun, like at the climax. It's pretty fun, but the problem is, we've had this whole time setting up this kind of boring real-world scenario, like as real-world as you can get with dinosaurs. And then they end it with this ridiculous, like, Godzilla fight. And it just doesn't fit, and it just feels stupid. The whole thing feels stupid. So besides that, I don't know why it's making the money, because it wasn't like the money like dropped a lot. I mean, it's made a lot of money the second week too. So people obviously like it, and if they think, hey, it's a fun time at the movies, I get that. But there's plenty of other movies that are a fun time. Like San Andreas is out, which is, again, a stupid movie, but at least it knows it's stupid and it tries to be stupid, and it's enjoyable, and it's making okay money. But Tomorrowland, which is also not a great movie, I mean, I think it's better than this movie, but it deserves that deserves at least as much, if not more, money than Jurassic World. And I thought of a comparison. So, Michael Bay's Transformers film. Those are terrible movies. They're awful. And they don't deserve all the money they get. With that said, even though I will admit Jurassic World is definitely a better film than all of those movies, I can honestly say the Transformers movies deserve more money than Jurassic World. And why? Because, well, at least with Transformers, I can honestly say there isn't really a movie out there that does what Transformers does as well as Transformers does. Like, giant robot fights and explosions, they have that locked down. There's no other films that really do it better. Like maybe Pacific Rim, but the action of those two movies in Transformers and Pacific Rim are different. Like, you get something in Transformers that you really can't get in anything else. It's not like that with Jurassic World. Like, big monster dinosaur fights, you got that in Godzilla. Guardians of the Galaxy had better characters and was funnier. Overall, there's just nothing. So, that's my review/rant of Jurassic World. I don't know how to close this video. Goodbye.